It's time for the Glendale Devotional Podcast, a 5-minute weekday devotional ministry from Glendale Baptist Church in Glenn, Mississippi. The speaker is John Haynes. Now, here is Brother John.
We are looking at various aspects of the Christmas account. Today, let's take a closer look at the shepherds. In reading and studying the Bible, it doesn't take very long to realize just how important shepherds were in biblical days. These unnamed shepherds were watching over their flocks throughout the night. Now, when we consider that the sheep that were used for temple sacrifices in Jerusalem just a few miles away were kept around Bethlehem, we might then understand how many sheep these shepherds were responsible for. The Bible is clear that the shepherds were watching the sheep at night. Darkness was a much more dangerous time for the sheep because of hungry predators roaming through the night. The shepherds had their work cut out for them. They had to remain vigilant so that no harm would come to the sheep. The shepherds hurried to Bethlehem after hearing the announcement from the angels. Before we jump to conclusions, let me point out that we don't have the right to say, oh, these weren't the actual shepherds or they never would have left. We don't know. Maybe they had others who watched the sheep until they returned. Again, let's not jump to conclusions. After all, there are some things that's worth leaving your job for, right? I left my job years ago because God had called me into pastoral ministry. It wasn't a question of if I liked the job or not. I had a direct calling. I think these shepherds had a direct calling as well. They had to know the risks. Leaving the sheep for just a minute or two could be detrimental. Not only were there people who would be needing a sheep for sacrifice, there had been a great deal invested into these sheep. Sleepless nights, protecting the sheep, ensuring that every sheep received proper food and maintained good health, the care that every animal needed. Yeah, they understood that leaving the flock was not an option until it was. You see, the Savior of the world is the reason that they temporarily left the sheep. So I want to end today by pointing out the higher calling that each of us has as followers of Jesus Christ. Paul wrote in Colossians chapter 3 and verse 23 that whatever you do, do it heartily, as unto the Lord and not unto men. In other words, do your very best. Do it with all of your strength. We understand that God's given us a job. He gives us the strength to do that job, and He supplies our every need. It could be that some of you are being called by God into a particular ministry, or you're wondering if God is opening that door, or providing you a new job, or giving you the promotion. So without sounding like I have all the answers, which I don't, let me ask you this. Which situation will bring more glory to Christ? At the end of the shepherds' lives, they could have said, I never once left any sheep behind. I took my job so seriously. I woke up every day with the purpose of protecting and guarding those sheep. And that would be admirable. But instead, they could say something even better. At the end of their lives, they could say, there was one time that we did leave our post, the night that Jesus Christ, the Savior of the world, was born. And I'm telling you, if I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change a thing. Today, I encourage you to follow Jesus Christ, not only today, but throughout your life. He may lead you to a feeding trough. He may lead you to another country. He may lead you next door to patch up a damaged relationship. May we be able to say with the hymn writer, wherever He leads, I'll go. Hey, thanks for listening today. Don't forget, tomorrow will be Wrangling Wednesdays, where my dear friend and our resident cowboy, Ron Plymel, will bring a devotion from the Bible and discuss parallels to the Christian life and natural horsemanship training. It's very interesting, and I'm always blessed by those devotions. So listen tomorrow. I look forward to talking with you again on Thursday. Until then, have a good and godly day.
Thank you for listening each afternoon at 12:05 on Fun 91 for the Glendale Devotional Podcast, presented by Glendale Baptist Church. To learn more about Glendale Baptist Church, please visit their website, gbcglen.com. Their mailing address is P.O. Box 70, Glenn, Mississippi 38846.